Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and today we have basically what I'm going to call a rotation or cycle day 2 of the Icyville subdivision. And on the last video, you guys kind of got to see the intro to train waybills, and now we're going to kind of expand upon that, see what a rotation looks like. And I'm also going to continue to talk about features and some things that you can do for your particular operation session. So again, kind of went from paper waybills to the electronified train waybills. And some things I kind of want to talk about is when it comes to locomotives. Now in the past, what I did was I had particular waybills for the locomotives, and when it comes to train waybills, this is not really, as of this recording, it hasn't been fully implemented into the system. And at this point, I'm kind of debating how I'm going to incorporate locomotives, because there are going to be some times that I do want my operators to bring their own locomotives and, be able to run the consist. Now, the limiting factor right now to train waybills is that it really doesn't have any sort of manifest capabilities. And even with the old paper waybills, this is kind of, again, kind of something that you have to create as a layout owner. Under the old paper waybills is more of a mechanism to get the cars from point A to point B, whereas the manifest system that you create dictates, okay, this is the train that's going to take these cars to point A to point B, or this is the name train local, and so forth. This is kind of what gets a little more complex when we do waybills. If you would do like switch lists on JMRI would have the name of the trains along with the freight, so that way you know that, okay, this is the local that's going to go from point A to point B to point C, and so forth. So right now I'm kind of debating, kind of testing which way I want to go, and kind of what I have decided to do, because I didn't have a system when it comes to manifests in the old system. So basically what I had was you get a diesel, essentially. You get the car cart and you go to a particular spot to pick up your trains and then go from there. I didn't have like, okay, a roster, so to speak, of an operator to a particular locomotive. And that was kind of something I'm still trying to figure out how to do. And now that we've upgraded to a digital system, I've kind of solved it a little bit. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to go here. Again, this is the train waybills. And as you can see, I've kind of changed my setup here. So now I've got my engine driver on my wrist over here. And then I'm going to use my iPad as my conductor type of switch list. Oh, it's not really a switch list, it's more organizing stuff here. So what I've decided to do is I kind of expanded on the tracks a little bit. So what I've done is each one of the spots here is going to have a designated location to go to. So spot 1 is dedicated to downtown cars. Spot 2 here is dedicated to the mini prints. Spot 3, 4, 5, I haven't really decided what to do yet, so I just kind of left those empty. We got spot 6 that I'm going to do all of the cabooses. You can see here I put an off spot here, and then I'm going to put my locomotive power right here. Again, this is more for future growth. I'm kind of hoping to see if we're going to get the car carts for the engines. If we do, then I have a spot to experiment later down in the future. And keep in mind too, I'm going to replace this modular with a 3-to-1 is what I'm looking at doing, so that way we can get access to back here as well for the south end of the Kirby yard as well. So again, I'm also trying to future plan when it comes to this layout as well when I did my spotting. Okay, so that's kind of how we've got this set. Now what we're going to do, and also kind of to go back to the whole train, so if you're going to pick up a particular train that's ready to go in spot 1, then you're going to be designated as the downtown local. Then you'll also be dedicated as the mini prints local if you pick up the cars from there. So that's kind of how I'm doing it right now. So that way, if I take the cars from here, then I'm going to go out and operate. Now, that's something that I would have to in-brief to my operators to let them know that, hey, if you're going to pick up all these cars that are ready to go, your train / engine is going to be dedicated as the downtown local. Now, something else I may do too is throw in like a wild card. Like if you want to do like a slow goods train that goes to all of these spots, then we can, designate a particular train for that. But that gets more complicated into the weeds of the manifest dispatching operations when it comes to this. And as I get more complex with this layout, I may introduce something like that. But for now, we're going to just keep it to dedicated locals going to one industry and back. Okay, so with that, I'm going to do one more tutorial on the waybills and car cards, and then you guys can look at episode 1 this episode to get a tutorial, but I'm going to leave that out and do new cars off camera. So with that, I do have one new car to put out. So we've got the Missouri Pacific here. Again, we are digitizing our waybill and card, so that way we can get our supplies to the Mini Prince farm. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into here. I'm going to add a new car. I'll keep adjusting the camera here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do car. We're going to do add new car. We're going to do box car. We're going to do select image, which is box car. We're going to set this one to the dark blue. Enter card number is going to be 121749. Okay, so now we scroll here. Card size, we're going to put it to a 40-foot box car. And this one's going to be Mopac. No car notes. We're going to select the yard. Current location is going to be Mini Prince. So we're going to go ahead and save there. Car return is empty. That is correct. Okay, so now we have our new car. So now this car card is essentially done. We can go ahead and store it for another day. Now what I want to do is I want to start creating a waybill, not necessarily to this particular car. It's going to be a waybill to go to the spots, because again, as long as the waybill is dedicated to the particular type of car, it can be this box car, it can be that MKT, it can be that TNP that can go to this particular spot. So again, we're assigning the waybill to the spot, and then the system will dictate which waybill to put in its respective category freight car. So let's go ahead and again, it just happens that because this is empty, the system should automatically populate, but I'm going to let the system do that, and we'll just go from there. So we're going to put waybills. We're going to create a waybill. Select type. We're going to do box car. Total waybills, we're going to do 2. We will have it on repeating. So the first instruction is going to go from Mini Prince. Actually, no, it's going to go to, it's going to go to Kirby Yard. To Kirby Yard. Commodity empty. And then we're going to add an instruction to go from Kirby Yard with the commodity. Sorry, I meant to say Mini Prince. Select spot. It's going to be supplies dedicated. The commodity is going to be livestock feed. And then we're going to do, in this one, I'm going to do, instead of express, we're going to do faster turnaround. So one thing I wanted to mention as well, after the last episode, these particular box cars, we saw the cattle car get pretty loaded really fast. It took about 15 minutes to get these two loaded up, because again, we were doing cardboards and we were doing furniture, and I think with each commodity, I think there could be a particular value for how fast this gets loaded, depending on which option you select, which is pretty cool. So again, a lot of variance when it comes to the actual waybilling process of the freight. Okay, so now we've got our waybill here. So again, instruction 1 is going to go to Kirby Yard. With commodity empty. So because the box car is already here, it's automatically going to assign this to this. It just makes sense for the system to do that. It's convenient. Okay, and it's going to go back to Mini Prince once it gets to the Kirby Yard. It's going to get dedicated on spot 2 with a livestock feed, and we have the faster turnaround. So we're going to go ahead and click on save. And now we have 26 waybills remaining, and now we should be good. So now when we go to operations, so I'm going to go to my profile here. We're going to go to what I actually want to do. What I want to do is look at reports. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that industry usage report and waybills are all in the paid versions. Since I only have the free version, I can only look at car reports. So what we got here for the subdivision, we've got for the box cars, we've got 2 here. Again, I haven't really let the system load, so let's go ahead and close that out real quick. Oops, yeah, looks like it crashed on me. There we go. So let me go to mini prints to make sure that this is loaded. Spot 2 box car. Okay, location of the cars. Okay, let me look at the box car here real quick. For some reason, let's see, let's go here, let's go here, let's go to the cars. Edit existing cars. Let me go to box car. Only 2 found. Okay, you know what I forgot to do? I think I forgot to save the box car. I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. So, because I'm only seeing 2 box cars. I don't think I got selected as cattle now. Box car. Yep, so it looks like I forgot to save it. So, that's fine. We'll get that underway. I know what I did wrong here. So again, we'll just do cars. Add new car. Let's do box car. Let's do blue, Mopac. Let's do 40, because again, I am human, so I make mistakes as well. Oops, card number. Let's fix that. And this number is 121749. 121749. Mopac. Okay, so this one is return to, come on. This is Kirby Yard. Select current location, mini prints, save. You need to select an image. Okay, I thought I selected one. There we go, boxcar, sweet. Now save. Okay, now it should be in the system. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's do reports, car reports. There we go, now it's loaded. So again, I just forgot to save. Okay, so we got the Mopac. It is waiting collection, which is going to be empty. So now when we go to, I don't know why it keeps closing out like that. It's weird. Let's see here. Let's go back to Kirby Yard. Let's go to mini prints. Let's go to operations. There we go. So now that waybill has been automatically assigned to this particular car. So again, this is just representing this physical form. So now we are ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is let's go to our Kirby Yard. Okay, so now we are good to go there. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Okay, so again, going back to naming the train. So again, there's really no manifest. Right now, we're just going to pretend that I let my operators know that, hey, if you're going to pick up from a particular spot, there's spots 1 through, pretend 1 through 6. There's going to be 6 different types of trains. If you have your downtown local, and for here we have the mini prints local is what we're going to be doing. Again, I use local really loosely when it comes to this application. So again, not prototypical, but just for the sake of demonstration and teaching, that's what we're going to do here. So I'll have operator number 1 control the Southern Pacific, and then we'll have operator number 2 controlling the Mopac going to the respective locations. Now I'm going to be doing both, but again, just to kind of simulate what you guys could potentially be doing. Now, one thing to note, if you want to have someone operating on train waybills, they do need to create their own account, so that way they can log in to your session. Now, when you go to here, you'll see your session, and then from here, you should be able to see how many operators and how many have logged in to your particular session. So that's one thing you need to tell your operators as part of their in processing, is that they need to have a train waybills account, and then that way you can share the session with them, and then they'll log in and they'll pick up their particular consists. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's go ahead and work on our downtown. So again, the way I have it set up is that this is going to be our downtown local. Now, something else I'm going to do in the future is that I will require cabooses. And the reason for that is when the dispatcher goes to see the trains on JMRA and on the block detection and so forth, I want to make sure that they understand which train they're going to be carrying. And so it'll be like train 1 will be like the code that I put, or maybe like 100, and this will be 200 to represent these spots. And that way they can see exactly which train is going through. But again, this is about future planning, some things that I have been thinking about when it comes to this layout. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and grab our first train here. So we're gonna go here, local consist, and now parked in 1, we have 2, which makes sense. This is the downtown special, and then we've got the mini prints. So all I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select 302. So we're gonna go to our engine driver here, and we're gonna select 3002, acquire, and let's see, let's do a horn. There we go. Cool. Okay, system's a little slow. Okay, now you guys kind of already figured out that if you're going to do this system, you're going to essentially need 2 tablets, 2 phones, and so forth. Reason being is because if you're dealing with engine driver like I am here, my engine driver is connected to the layout via an LNWI. That LNWI transmits its own wireless local area network, and you have to connect it with this one. Now, you actually need the normal internet to connect to train waybills. So there's really no way around it. The only thing I can recommend, if you want things to be on one tablet throughout the entirety of the layout, you'll probably have to equip your engines with Bluenami. So that way Bluenami can go to the device, and then the device can still stay connected to the internet. So it is a downfall that we kind of have to use 2 electronic devices to kind of operate this way. Another thing you could probably do is have the iPads at the particular locations to do the train waybills, but I think it's a solution that you can easily manage. I mean, I'm managing it here with my throttle being on my arm and a tablet to give me full perspective of what's going on. So just something to think about when it comes to this particular system. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and let's head out. We're gonna go downtown and let's be on our way. So another thing too that I'm gonna do, since we're going downtown, pull consist, and now I have my 2 waybills. All right, so let's do this. Make sure my switches are set. And of course, accidents do happen. I have a few rail joiners that go from code 83 to code 100, so sometimes they do jump like that. So I'll see if I can get that fixed for the next time. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now we have basically arrived. So now we have to park Kirby Yard. We are now in the downtown. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I want to disconnect. And I'm just going to push this off the side. Okay. So now we got these two. And remember, this is all one big spot, so it doesn't matter the orientation. So now we got downtown. We got to offload cardboard, and we got to offload furniture. So we're going to set that out downtown, set that out, and now we're good to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this engine, and we're going to go ahead and park it. Because now the downtown local is complete. Or actually what I could do, we're just going to park it right there. Just for the sake of time. So we'll park it. Now that operator is done. And now the other operator can do the mini prints local or turnaround or whatever you want to classify that as. So what we're going to do is go from downtown to the Kirby Yard. And now I'm going to release 3002 on this one. And we're going to select 1519. I'm hoping this is still the right address. I forgot to check. Yep, okay. So 1519 is still good to go. This does have lights. I don't think this is... No, this doesn't have sound. Okay. So now what we're going to do is here in the Kirby Yard, let me also do one more thing here. 3002, acquire. Oops, no, I don't want to consist. We're going to turn that off. We're going to release both of them. Let's select 1519, acquire. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, this is 2, so now again, based on my rules of the operation and the layout, this now will be, I'm going to pull this consist, since we're going to mini prints, this now be the mini prints local. So we're going to pull the consist, and now we're going to look at my operations, cars and the consist. So now what we're going to do is we need to go to mini prints. Now mini prints has also got a couple things here, and this is why I wanted to do it this way. You can see is that I've got a card here that's ready to go. It's in the green, which means I got to pick that up. And here in the red category is where I need to drop off. So you can see that the cards are actually color coded to make it so much more simpler and intuitive of what's going on at mini prints. So we actually got some good switching to do at mini prints. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And I can already tell I need to get this kind of warmed up here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop because I got to figure out my switching situation. So this guy needs to be picked up and returned to Kirby Yard. And so we got to drop off the cattle car here. And that's where this is so much fun when it comes to switching, because now we got a puzzle to deal with. Granted, it's really simple, but there's multiple different ways of doing this. What I could do is I can come up the middle here and park my cattle car here, bring the engine over here, pick this up, pick the cattle, and park it right here. Or what I can do is I can just travel down the main line, and I know I have another switch point down there. I can just simply come back here and pick this up at the same time that I'm going to pick up my cattle car. And I'm going to do that because I want my engine to be in front of the box car for when I go back into Kirby Yard. So that's the great thing about this, is that it's chess, and I love it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So now... And now my second derailment of the day. All the gremlins want to come out today. All right. I apologize, the lighting is not great in here, but I hope you guys get the point of what's going on. And I do have a little bit of wiring issue when it comes to this middle section here. This doesn't have a keep alive, so it does need some help from time to time. Okay, I'm gonna switch that. Okay, another thing I realized. Okay, I'll fix that later. Okay, let's go ahead and go forward. Okay, so now we'll take the mini prints local. And we will connect it to that box car. Okay, so now what's going on here? So we're at mini prints. So the green one is what we need to pick up. So we're picking up 121749. So we're going to pick that up. While at the same time, we need to spot cattle 1 into the one car, into the one spot, excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and go up a little bit more. So now we're in spot 1. So we're going to disconnect that. And now we can take this and we're going to go ahead and set out. So now that should automatically put it in there, and we'll check that once we're done with everything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to double check our consist. We do have one car, my consist. So now we got to take it back to Kirby yard empty. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we'll go ahead and go forward. Okay, so now we're entering Kirby yard. So now what we're going to do is we need to drop this off. Now we're going to drop it off. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's do this. So let's see the location cars. Let's pick that back up. Let's take this to Kirby yard. So now we do have one that we need to set out here. So we're going to park consist, and now since I know this came from mini prints and I am the mini prints local, we're going to put it in spot 2 for the mini prints. So again, this is spot 1 for downtown, so now we need to spot it in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that's good enough. Just put it right in the middle here. And then now I'm just going to take this engine and we'll just park it somewhere else. Now, I don't have really a dedicated parking spot for, I mean, I do have one, but again, it's limited because technically, again, I'm future planning the layout as well as I plan the train waybills. But in the future, this will be dedicated for all my engine parking, and I'll have another switch over here. So for now, I'm just going to leave a park where it's at. And that's it. So now what we can do is to double check everything. We do need to place this into mini prints 2, and there we go. So now it is parked. So now when I go to operations, everything should be good. No. What I should be doing actually is reports. Car report. Okay, so now we have a car report here. So the Mopac is parked. Is currently commodity and looks like it's automatically filled it. So that's something I want to mess with is a loading time, because it's loading a little too quick. But again, this is a yard, and you know, I'll have to play around with it. That's a great thing about doing this, is that you can test play, you can see how fast you want your cars to load, not load, and so forth. So it is parked. We've got cardboard being loaded in there, and then we've got the TNP. It is downtown being offloaded. It's offloading furniture. It is set out, and we're loading cardboard for the MKD. And then for the cattle, it is off spot at 1 with the livestock. So that has worked. And now we give it about 15-20 minutes. All 4 cards will be good to go. And then the waybills will flip their orders, and then it'll progress from there. So there you have it, guys. That's basically, in a nutshell, one turn of instructions for the waybills, and we're doing you can kind of see the rotation from there, and then we'll add more complexity. We'll change the offload onload times, but yeah, this gives you a little bit more insight into train waybills and how we're going to be basically operating in the future. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. All right, guys, if you want to be a part of the Frostline radio show and want to tell everything that you enjoy about railroading, feel free to submit an application over on Discord, and we can schedule out a time. Alright, if you guys want to join the brand new Fellowship of the FPR, we've got a brand new Discord server that we're currently building up. Feel free to copy that link and you guys can head on over. If you want to be a guest on the Frostline Summits, a show and tell style digital railroading forum, feel free to look at the link for the Discord channel and submit your application. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you wish to support the Frostline and Pacific Railway, feel free to become a shareholder either at Patreon or Subscribestar. Those of you who do financially support the FPR will have your name on the designated shareholder express, as you guys can see here. Thank you for those who support the channel financially. You guys help progress the channel a lot. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.